Once upon a time, two-day shipping was a luxury, but Amazon has spurred a retail race to offer same-day delivery. And major players like Walmart and Kroger are partnering with services such as Instacart and Deliv to make it happen. On with us today is Mark Gorlin, the CEO of Roadie, one such delivery platform. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thank you for having me, Elaine.
So tell us a little bit about the delivery landscape. How much demand are you seeing for same-day services?
Same-day services demand is skyrocketing, and it's mainly because Amazon has made it table stakes for everyone else. Honestly, whether you need it or not, I've never needed a shirt in 2 hours, but people seem to think I do. But everybody seems to get that, and then customers are being almost trained to want things freer and faster.
Hmm. And now your model at Roadie is a little different from your competitors. So you do something called on-the-way delivery. How does that work?
Yeah, we on the way are collaborative delivery. So where everybody else is essentially throwing an app in front of an old school courier service, we're utilizing the employees of folks' stores and their own customers who are nice enough to come into their stores and not buy it on Amazon, and people who are in the community that are already heading in the directions away from their stores to deliver it to their customers. It might be your neighbor 3 streets over from your neighborhood. And we're doing this for everybody from, Home Depot and Kroger and big airlines. Like when you leave bags at the airport and they need to get to your home, why not use a pilot or a passenger or a flight attendant already heading in that direction anyway, and they get paid for going home.
Hmm. So if I'm just on the way back from the grocery store and I happen to see somebody else who also needs groceries delivered, I can do that and get paid for it.
Yeah, you can look on the Roadie app and you can see gigs that are heading in that direction, and yeah, you can make money for going home and for helping your neighbor. Because if you're at the grocery store, it's kind of like the old school version of taking a cup of sugar to your neighbor and sort of making what's old new again.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a lot of demand for grocery delivery in general. What kind of movement have you seen in that space?
We see a lot of movement. I mean, with Target buying Shipped, I think, and you see the folks at HEB buying Favor. There's a lot of movement in that, and it's tough for all the grocers, but particularly even the smaller ones, because there aren't a lot of options out there to compete with the competition. So, and delivery is just half of it. The picking and packing of the groceries is the other half of it, because I've never seen a shift almost like this where historically, you pay people to go put stuff on the shelves, and then customers came, picked them off the shelves, put them in their cart, took them to the register, checked them out, and then delivered them to themselves at home. Now customers are requiring stores to do all that work for them, really for no extra compensation other than maybe a $5 or $10 charge. It's hard.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough space to be in right now. And I understand that Roadie also delivers some more unusual types of goods, like a 7 foot tall Jar Jar Binks, for instance, right?
Well, you have yours, don't you? I know I have mine. I wouldn't know why you wouldn't need a 7 foot tall Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, we had someone was selling on eBay, and there was a 7 foot tall Jar Jar Binks that was located in Las Vegas, and needed to get it to Santa Monica, California. And it was going to cost $1,000+ to freight it and package it up. And you need to be careful with these creatures. You wouldn't want your 7 foot tall statue to be destroyed. And he put the gig up on Roadie within a day or two. Someone was heading that way from Vegas there, put it in the back of their oversized SUV, and Jar Jar was safely delivered to Santa Monica a couple days later. And someone got paid gas money for going there anyhow.
And you've delivered some other very unusual packages, right?
We have had some other unusual packages. A couple come to mind. There was one time we had to deliver a cat named Velma to New York City. A lady moved up there, and she needed Velma there before the ball dropped on New Year's Eve. I don't know why that is. She put a gig on Roadie like the day before New Year's Eve. Guy in the truck was heading up there and happily brought Velma up there. Probably the best story though is a gentleman with a lady moved from California to Chicago for training for like 12 or 14 weeks and really missed her dog Roxy. So she put up a gig. A guy named Mac brought the dog Roxy there, talked to her there. They wound up having dinner. He went on to New York, came back through. They had dinner again. There were texts, there were phone calls, there were flowers. And a year ago on Valentine's Day, they got engaged. And about 3 months ago, they had their first baby girl named Autumn.
What?
So that's a different kind of delivery.
Yeah, that is definitely a different kind of same-day delivery, or probably not same day in that case.
Not so much same day, but it speaks to the community aspect, which is different with Roadie than a lot of these other services that are essentially apps slapped on the front of an old school courier service. And that's because if you deliver groceries to someone's home, you might talk about what you baked recently, or you get something from a home improvement store, take it to somebody. You can talk about the deck you made or the tile job you did, and it brings people together in a way that's really undescribable. The stories I told are just part of it. There might be Star Wars fans, or they might be people that fall in love over bringing a dog. But when you engage community into it and you reward your customers for shopping at your stores, it brings in other customers and it makes them more loyal. And that's really what makes Roadie different than a lot of the people in the same day delivery wars, as you call it.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks so much for joining us, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Honey.
For more on the same-day delivery wars, check out our story on the front page of IBD Weekly or on investors.com. We'll see you next time.